we go.
Right,
Cheers. I don't even have our cups. Cheers.
Yeah,
I don't even have my cup.
Yeah.
So,
all right, here we
welcome.
are. No,
Welcome.
don't have the cups. Don't have anything. We're coming in.
Yeah.
Coming in hot.
We're coming in hot,
Which is...
And we should probably address that,
Yeah.
as you said, that we are sort of both in very hot seasons, not because it's summer.
No, but it is hot too.
It is
very,
hot.
very hot.
It is hot.
It's very hot.
But we are in some very hot seasons with
just intense seasons.
Yeah.
Very...
There's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on. And it's heavy stuff that's going on. Like, it's not like it's a lot of stuff and it's vacations.
No.
Like
right. It's
heavy, life-altering.
I think so.
Things are happening, and they've been happening now for a couple months.
Right.
So it's almost like when heavy things happen, you handle it better at the beginning. But now it just feels like, okay.
Like it's been dragging.
Yeah. Now it's like comments with the Lord of like, come on. Like, I'm done.
Yeah. And we both have new contacts, which isn't
We do
helping.
both have new contacts.
I'm feeling like you look really weird to me right now because I'm like,
I
is
go,
she really close? Or
I can see good with you, but when I look out there, I can't see anything.
I can see out there. So we just have to
combine. It's how we see things.
But it has been, I think it's been a very heavy year for me. And, there's a lot of things that I don't feel that comfortable talking about on the podcast because we're in the midst of it.
Mhm.
And, I'm having my own battles with the Lord about, continuing to give him my children and say, they belong to you first, Lord. They're yours first. And, you think you do that and then you've got to do it again.
Yeah.
And so it's a very hard season, I think, that we're going through that is, just I'm being stripped of one of our kids. And, that's, like there's days that I'm like, you know what, Lord, I trust you 100%. I'm fully in. You got me. I'm never going to be alone. This side of eternity, if I don't have a relationship, it's okay. You're enough, and then something seeps back in and I'm like, oh gosh, I'm so sad because, we had so many good laughs and such a good childhood and like such a great life and that's gone. Right. And so, that's heavy, but there's also like, doesn't feel like there's an end.
I know.
And so at that point, I'm sort of like,
well, and that makes
Jesus,
it
take the
harder
wheel.
because our topic this month is parenting. So your heaviness is coming in that realm, which we did not plan this a year and a half ago when we set out this cycle, when we thought parenting will be great. We didn't think you'd be in the midst of,
because we're both such good parents.
The heaviness would be parenting.
Right. Exactly.
My heaviness is not parenting right now. I went through my parenting heaviness. I mean, and not that I won't go through it again, but my kids are in a good place right now. Yeah. So my heaviness
went through
is
your
different.
heaviness with financial at the beginning of the year. I mean, it doesn't mean that we're not going to be real. And because, well,
and I think that's what we want to address to listeners. Because we're up to 93 subscribers on YouTube. Now we have a lot on.
We have a lot more. Yeah.
YouTube, which we laugh.
Right.
That's the question we were going to ask.
What?
Where do you hear us? Do you listen to us on Spotify, on iHeart, on the podcast channel, on YouTube? Like, where do you prefer to listen to us? That was one of the questions.
I think those are our 4 choices.
Those are our big ones. Yeah. I mean, I think there were some random ones, but those are the big ones.
Yeah.
So that was a question. But
yes.
Lost my train of thought.
Well, no, but like we have listeners that think we're funny and we're not being very funny.
Right.
And we're not being very funny because there are heavy seasons. And I think that's what's so real about what we're trying to do here is say, like, we are very misfit. Like there's a lot of places where you can go and you can find people that have it all together and we don't.
We do not.
Right. And so it's, I think we try to be as vulnerable as we can and as honest as we can. I am feeling very confined in the structure that I'm in that I can only say so much given the situation and the circumstances. So I feel like I can't be vulnerable in a public forum necessarily today. That doesn't mean that it's not going to be in a book one day.
Well, and I think that...
And I mean, seriously, I'm going to write a book about this. And because I think there are so many moms that go through this and there's nothing that tells us how you deal with a prodigal child, right? And, there's all this about the dad, and what the dad does, and the dad stands and he represents Jesus and, blah, 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 blah. But there's really no, like, whether or not there was a mom in this scenario, that in today's world, in our life, there are moms that are there, and there are emotions. And how do I submit to my husband?
Right. When we disagree on how to parent.
When we might disagree on how we parent, right? I mean, that's something that Rodney and I are like having to work through, right? What are her emotions? Who does she go to? Who does she get to talk to? Do you talk to your other kids about it? Do you not talk to your other kids about it? Like my own failings, like what am I supposed to condemn myself? Is the Lord condemning me? Because right? Like you lose your identity.
Mom guilt is so real.
Well, yeah, and you lose your identity in the fact that, like, I've lost my identity in Christ, because here I am letting people condemn me for what I might have done or not done in their opinion, right? Right? Or I took something from them, or I did something, right? And I'm like, wow, like, I'm really not grounded in the Lord. And so there's been a lot of lordship issues. So I would seriously like to write for women that are experiencing this. And I think God's just brewing that. I mean, I've had so many, this is so common.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, it's...
Well, and even, Lydia, when we put it in talking about parenting, you would put it up. I mean, one of the first things that pop up to generate when you're talking about kids, if we're talking about parenting, is when there's the prodigal. And so prodigal can mean a lot of things to a lot of people, but I don't think anybody prepared me for how hard it would be to raise older kids.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of, like, when you start and they're little, and there's lots of, like, it feels overwhelming when they're little. They didn't sleep right, they didn't eat right.
And
the doctor.
They don't know how to read, and everybody else knows how to
stress,
read.
They're not walking fast enough. They're not reading. And so there feels like there's a lot of stress when they're young.
Yeah.
And I felt like I kind of expected that. Whether people
Especially
said
if you were a
it.
Teacher.
Maybe.
Right? Like you saw
I
it.
felt like, okay, I know this is going to be challenging.
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe it was just me, and you always hear, teenage years are rough or whatever. But, like, I don't think I was ready for the enormity, the heaviness of parenting older kids into adulthood. Like, from
bigger
teens,
decisions, bigger disasters.
That's it.
Right?
I mean, and these are no longer like, oh, they didn't poop today, or they didn't take the right nap, or I can't get their binky off them yet, and they should be off the binky. To, I hope they don't drink and drive and kill somebody.
Yes.
I hope they don't, run away from the family and disown us, or, land in jail. I mean, the problems as they got older are so much heavier.
Yeah.
And, it's a big deal about how a husband and a wife, like, coming off of marriage and going into parenting, like you said. There wasn't as many intense conversations with Sean and I over the nap schedule or the binkies or the poop. I mean, we had them, but it wasn't like we'd get in an argument over them, because it was like, sleep, don't sleep, eat, don't eat, like, poop, don't poop. Right.
Yeah.
But as they got older, he and I's conversation became more intense, because we would fundamentally disagree
how to
handle something. Yeah. And it hits us both differently, especially the girls and the boys. Like, the way Bailey would do something would hit Sean different than the way it would hit me, because
you would be like,
she could get away with anything, and I would understand as a woman, no, like, you need this. And then the exact same with the boys. Like, I am so much more lenient on our boys, and Sean would be like, no, and I'm like, you can't do that to them. And so not only was it the way we disagreed, but per kid and per personality we would disagree. And so I think parenting older it's definitely hard.
Well, and because you're not really parenting anymore, I think, right? I mean, there comes a point where they can choose to take your opinion or not, right? So your parenting position changes. And so, but I've done that with my older kids, and, like, I felt like very successfully, actually. So, so I had prepped all this, like, this is what's going to happen. There's going to be a communication gap. You're not going to, you're not going to take my advice. So, like, it definitely has come as a huge shock, I think, at, like, wow, right? Like, you just want to you're choosing not to put us in your lives. And that's okay. Like there's nothing I could do about that. But it definitely changes, the dynamic of everything, as they get older. And, I mean, it's so fun. I told you this the other day, like to parent, not parent, to be a voyeur as your children parent.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just like, it cracks me up. I mean, it's the funniest thing to watch them and be like, this is so going to be hysterical when,
backfires.
Because they're in the stage of, all the other kids can blah, 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 blah.
Read.
And now the 3 kids that have kids are comparing the kids and saying, how old is she? Because I think he's better than her at that, but she's better at him in that. And I'm like, oh my God, like here we are back in high school,
right?
3rd grade saying, who's the favorite? So it is, there's lots of phases for sure. And
the difficulty of a prodigal in whatever way they are.
Yeah.
As they're older, especially, is we've invested 25 years of my life has been invested and prioritized on the kids.
Yeah.
So then when they go away or make really bad choices or do stupid things or
whatever
it is, aren't doing what you thought, there is a component, whether we realize it or not, of self-condemnation, because what we've invested 25 years of our life and thought, not that we thought we did okay, but you make the choices because you think those are the right choices. Sure. So you do what you do thinking that's in the best interest of everybody.
Right.
Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. So when they all of a sudden come back up and it didn't work, or they didn't do it the way you expected them to do it, and they made bad choices or did bad things, there is a self-condemnation and a process that's like,
yeah, like what part do I have to own this? Right.
Yeah.
And I, I did have a conversation that said I take full responsibility for this, right? I take full responsibility for this. I take full responsibility for, the fact that I let you and everything in your life become an idol in my life. And that was a mistake. And, and so the Lord is stripping all that away. And it is a lordship question to me. And so, I think that's true of all of our kids. Prodigal or not prodigal.
I was just going to say that.
The Lord will strip you gently or not of the fact that they are not yours.
Which goes back to, I think, biblically speaking, parents of old, biblical parents.
Yeah.
Moses, Paul, Peter. I do not think they were as invested in their kids' lives as we are today. Which I think is where the disconnect as they get older is harder on us, because we're over invested in their life
for sure.
Nowadays. Our culture
for sure
teaches that.
And we let it
it control us.
We totally let it happen.
Yes.
But, it's a stewardship issue. I think it's no different than finances. I mean, we're going to have the same conversation about this that we had with finances with you, right? Like it's a stewardship question.
God.
We are only here to steward, and it doesn't matter what my opinion is about how you should do something, when you should do something, how it happens. Like, I don't care. Like, right? I'm happy to give advice, but you're going to have to make those decisions. And I'm fine with that, right? Like, I've been dealing with this much longer than you have. And so it's like, okay. And I learned stuff, right? So like, but it's a stewardship posture as opposed to
an ownership
posture. No different than money, right? And so when you talk about money right now, it feels like that's easier for me, because it's like, oh, I can steward that. God gave it to me so I can bless people with it. This is how it works, right? And so applying that to children is
and your
not our
husband and your
culture.
Family, and it's all God's. Whether it's your
100%.
money or whether it's your family, it is the Lord's, and He's given it to you for a period, and you are to steward it.
That's right.
And sometimes you steward it well, and sometimes you don't.
And I don't think that that's even the question, right? It is my heart posture that I'm a steward, because sometimes you make even though you're a steward of wealth, you make a bad investment,
Right.
or you make a donation to a charity that's not a good idea, or you give kids money when maybe you shouldn't have, right? Like I don't think God's condemning us for how we did it, whether it's money or children. I think it's like, well, I mean, I suppose he could, but that's between you and the Lord.
Well, I
right?
think it is if you're, like we talked about, the risk taking a risk. There's no risk involved if you've kept the Lord at the front of it, because you've done what you thought was right. You take the risk and it worked or it didn't work. Okay. Fruit is none of our business.
Fruit is none of our business.
If we are abiding. And it's like that with parenting.
Yeah.
The outcome that our children make is none of our business.
It's not.
We are to abide in Jesus.
Right.
We can control our attitude and we can control our effort. Yeah. The outcomes are not ours.
And I think that's the hardest part,
when it's your kids.
Is like the words of just, and the accusations are like so hard to take when I thought we were abiding. Like it's just the misconception, and you're like, wow, there's just no, where that's coming from is not a place that I know, right? And so like it's just so different I think for us to understand, like, where are these accusations coming from that I don't think were built in, right? Like, so it's hard to not take those and take them personally. And go, okay, I believe I can stand before the Lord today and believe that I was a good steward. And so anybody else's opinion of that is none of mine.
None of yours, right?
Right.
Well, and it's interesting because my heaviness right now is obviously this campaign.
Yes. Which you're having the same thing.
That's the same. I was just going to say, like, 8 months ago, if somebody would have approached me, I would have said, I have really strong shoulders. Like, most things roll off my back. It's very hard to offend me. Like, even if people do, I forget about it quick. Like, I'm on to the next thing. So, like, I can't hold a grudge. I've tried to hold grudges. They just don't get, I just don't. Like, I'm like, okay, that ticked me off. Now I'm on to the next. So, like, I felt like in the political scheme, even if it got nasty and dirty and people said horrible things, I really would have thought, I have pretty broad shoulders and it rolls off me. What do they say? Get something off a duck's back. Phrase? Me and my phrase.
I don't know.
There's some phrase out there. Sure something rolls off a duck's back, I think.
It does?
Like something rolls off a duck's back. Isn't there a phrase about that?
I don't know.
Oh, come on now. I got to look it up.
I don't know. But anyway.
What's the phrase about something that rolls off a duck's back? Ask me something. I swear I didn't make that up. Like water off a duck's back.
Oh, I see. This is.
I
don't
knew
know
there was.
this
Oh,
phase.
so you got to be up north.
Sorry, I don't know this
water
phase.
Off a duck's back. Anyways, like water off a duck's back. But
yeah,
all that to say, what has been so heavy and what's been the hardest in this campaign is they're saying really bad, mean things. They're lying, and it hurts. And I go home at night and I'm like, that just hurt.
Yeah,
like
it does.
It didn't just roll off my back.
Right.
And I want to say, and I try to paint this picture that I'm this really tough and I can do this. But then you go home and I'm like, ow, that just hurt. And is that true? Am I really like that? Did I do that? Am I,
exactly. And you also want to defend it.
Right.
When somebody says really mean things about you, you want to defend it. And like, it's not worth defending.
Right. That's true.
It's like,
and it's hard not to just jump in.
I have to stand before the Lord and give an account. And if the Lord's going to condemn me for it, okay, I have to beg forgiveness. But if he's not condemning me for it, Rodney and I just had this discussion, if the Lord's not condemning you for something, by you taking it on is just pride.
Right.
And that is a sin.
There is no condemnation, the Bible says, in Christ Jesus. There's conviction. So that's that big conversation. Like when I do something that's not in line with the Lord, different. He convicts me, but he never condemns me.
He doesn't, right. And other people's accusation and condemnation is not from him, right? Unless it convicts you.
But when it comes out and they tell you to your face, and that's both of us, I think what's so heavy right now is it is a daily barrage of that.
Yes.
You're getting it internal, I'm getting it external, but it is a daily, whether it's in my case, social media or to my face, but it is a daily barrage of basically you suck. And I'm like, man,
well,
that hurts.
I mean, you're hearing you lied.
Right.
You're hearing you abused
cheated,
this,
you
cheated, you stole, whatever.
Right. All this stuff.
I mean, and so, I mean, it's just like, that's what people do, right? That are insecure and in their own troubles.
But it's not fun.
No, it's not
on either end. I mean, we're both getting
so
it.
it's hard to joke about.
Heavy. Yeah.
I think there's going to come a day that we're going to joke. We're going to laugh about this, and we're going to say, "Do you remember the days?"
Yeah.
And we're going to back and listen to this and say, "Thank you, Lord, for all that you've done."
But think back to when we were in Braze in October, and we were planning out these seasons, and we're like, "Oh, life's going to be so great. It's the summer, and we're going to be talking about marriage and parenting.
And I'm launching this year.
And man, this year is not what we thought it was.
No, not.
I mean, even when we planned Embrace, I wasn't planning on running. So campaign wasn't really,
No,
I mean, it had been a conversation, but
for
nothing,
years.
Yeah.
I mean.
So it was nothing that we thought was going to happen this year.
No.
And obviously your family issues was not on the radar.
Right. Yeah.
So
it's definitely.
Sometimes you have years and words. We talk about it all the time where you think you have a bad day or a bad week or a bad month. Sometimes it's a bad season.
Yeah. Well, and my word
season. I shouldn't say bad, a tough season.
Inspire. And I have had to think about as I'm walking through this, surrounded by people that know me and and my community where I do share stuff, am I being inspiring or am I being defined by my circumstances? I mean, all the questions that are hard, God is making me answer and making me process this whole thing about, am I really going to be your Lord? And, and so you want to inspire, are you going to inspire people to Jesus or from Jesus? Right? Because it's easy. And in both of our situations, and it's so easy to go.
Think it's I'm going to walk away from the Lord or, I mean,
no.
I'll have my voice.
So
it's the other thing that I think is difficult in a heavy moment for me. It's all consuming in my mind. And I don't want it to be all consuming. No. So I get up in the morning and there's the worship initiative, where you can play the 10-minute worship song. Right. And I'm like, okay, Lord, you and I are just going to sit here. Yeah. And I'm playing the worship song and I'm thinking about the stuff, the campaign, and
for sure
what I have to do, what they said last night, and should I have answered it differently, and how did I answer this? And then you go, oh Lord, I didn't mean that. Wait, let me focus back in on you. And I'll buckling in my chair, I'm doing my thing. I can't even come up with questions now. I'm I don't know what to ask you because anything I would want to ask you is, am I going to win? Did I say this right?
Done?
Did I do that? And it's I don't want it to be all consuming. But it is all consuming. Yeah. And then I'm sitting in a LifeWork interview, which I'm these are my favorite things to do is interview the people for LifeWork. And I'm thinking about the campaign. And it's that's been my biggest struggle is, Lord, I need to get out of my own head about everything. And I can't get out of my head.
I have been so the opposite, actually. I've been, God, I mean, it took me a minute, and you're more in it recently than I'm in the repetitive accusations, right? It's been so nice to just have the Lord take that away and fill my heart with I have a call on your life, Kristen, and we're going to get to work and we're going to do this. And are you going to let me take this or not? Right. And that has helped. It has helped me to acknowledge that this isn't the be all and the end all of my world.
Right.
It's not a period in my life. It's a comma.
Right. See, mine is a period.
Yeah.
This has an end date.
Yeah.
And it's ramping up to that. So I feel the intensity, it's 20 days.
Yeah.
It is an end date. Maybe November, hopefully not. But that's different too. Because then it's okay, I have got to lock in for 20 days. It means all of me, 20 days. But it shouldn't be all of me. It isn't all of me. I am still a wife and a mother and a CEO of LifeWork. And, and that has to go on. And it's this has become so all consuming.
Yeah.
I just don't want to think about it. Which is then when I get into stupid Hallmark shows, because the only thing that can make my brain stop is if you watch something
totally brain numbing.
So at night, I'm literally watching the stupidest things till 2 a.m. because I can't sleep because I lay down and your brain goes.
Right.
And I don't want my brain to go. So then I just sit up till 2 a.m. watching
stupid
stuff.
I mean, I would be so excited to hear that you're watching Hallmark movies.
I know. Would you hear it? There's a commercial on Hallmark.
I know. That was nice.
I don't know where. I knew they were doing some digital ads. I didn't realize they were going to be commercials. I had to approve the ads. but they called them digital ads. So I thought it'd be
Right, like
on a
social
computer
media kind of
screen
thing.
or,
Got it.
I don't know
Oh,
what I
like
thought it
these
was.
things.
Yeah, like I thought it was going to be like
yeah.
or on like social media, but I didn't
Right.
realize they were doing commercials.
God.
So somebody texted the other day. I was like, I'm watching Hallmark and your commercial came on.
Oh,
and I'm
so
like,
fun. Have you seen it?
no.
We'll have to watch some
No.
Hallmark
And then
movies.
somebody texted yesterday and said, you were just on YouTube,
Rodney
the
loves
commercial.
a good Hallmark movie.
So
I love a good Hallmark movie because I can do something else at the same time.
yeah.
Right? Rodney's all in.
No, I'm all into Hallmark.
Rodney is all in. He's like, what do you think is going to happen? I'm like,
You
you
know what's
didn't
going to
know
happen.
in the first 5 minutes what
You
was going to
knew.
happen.
I know.
And he falls for it every time. He's like, they ended up together. And I'm like,
I watched them
shocker.
thinking one time they're going to change it up on me.
oh no.
Like they've
No,
got to be able to
Otherwise,
change it up
wouldn't
at
be
one
Hallmark.
point, and
no.
they never
Then
do.
it wouldn't be
They never
Hallmark.
do.
No.
Now, what I
He
can't
falls
do
for it
is
every time.
Christmas in July. Like Hallmark's doing
Yeah,
Christmas
they
in
do.
July right now. I can't. Like I am such a Christmas
No.
person, but only in December.
But you do Christmas.
I do Christmas
Day after
well in
Thanksgiving.
December. Yes, but I cannot do Christmas in July. So right now, Hallmark's.
All
I'm
over
doing
Christmas.
Lifetime because it's Christmas in July, and
I didn't know that. I'm just missing so much by not being.
Yes.
I don't have any social media.
I know.
I'm reading
Be
some really
happy.
good books.
I'm reading a terrible book right now.
Oh,
I need a new one, but now I gotta finish it. But it is like I'm a reader. When I get a good book, I will stay up till
me
5 in the
too.
morning and
No, this
crank it
is-
out. Then I'm
this-
sad that it's over.
right. This is the problem.
And I have one now
What
that
are
I've
you
been
reading?
milking for like 3 months. And
What
I'm
is
like,
it?
Theo the Golden?
Oh, I love Theo.
It's
Of
so
Golden.
slow.
He's so cute.
I don't know what's coming, but I'm like, oh my gosh,
Where
we
are
have to have
you?
one more interview with a photographer
No, you
person.
do.
Like
Where are you?
a little over halfway.
Oh,
And I
he's
just
so
am holding on
sweet.
now because like I feel like something's got to happen.
Oh, he's so sweet. I
But like
love Theo.
every person is the cellist he meets with and the homeless lady he meets with.
I
and
know,
the,
but how sweet is he to go and talk to all those people?
yeah, but I'm like, every time I turn the page, I'm like, something's going to happen now. And it's just another photo.
No, you can keep reading. It's not till the end.
I just can't.
Not to give that away.
And now I'm like, I got to just be done. But it's so.
I'm like that too. I get in a book and I can't get out. Like that's what happens.
So are you in a good book now?
So I'm reading this book about the Italian secret, which was sort of fun. It's
because you're going
fiction.
to Italy,
It's
so you
fiction.
decided
So I
to
pulled
do.
up
That's what I do when I travel. I try to find one about
and
whatever.
It was old. I mean, not old, but the story was like set in
the 50s or
50s and 40s and 30s, and so that was sort of fun. And now I'm reading another one about like I forget what the title of it is, but it's like I don't know, like the doomed curse of Tuscany or something. And these all the second daughters for like 6 generations have not gotten married.
Okay.
And so the 3 of them decide to go to Italy to break the curse of this. So,
that's cute.
yeah. So, I mean, it's
easy, light.
No, it's
beach
it's
read.
easy,
Yeah,
very
that's good.
beach read, summer read. I'm also reading a book by Henry Cloud called Boundaries.
Oh, it's a very good book.
Shut up.
It's a very good book.
That is a great book.
It is a very good
That's
book.
like a book you should read every year. Like, or like every couple of years.
I forget when I was introduced to it, but I have it on my shelf and I've read it a couple of times.
That is
it's a
really
very good book.
Really good book.
I'm gonna
So,
do it in seminary.
so I'm reading that book. I'm also reading the Abiding Life book. That's one I don't really want to finish.
I know that one.
And then we're doing the Enneagram and Marriage book.
that you got to give me that.
Yeah.
because we talked about
Yeah.
that with the. I want to do that with Sean.
Yeah. So
You did a lot.
Rodney's trying to get caught up to the page that I'm on. So I have 4 books going. So
No, I'm still in the golden. I got to get through.
yeah, you should just finish it.
I know.
It's not,
I
mean, it's
know.
not that great.
I know. I just, but it like got
I mean,
all
it's
these
good. It's
reviews,
so
and I was
cute.
like, oh,
I
it's
know,
a great
but-
book, but it's
But sometimes
just,
the people that read the
oh.
books aren't reading books for the reason you're reading a
Right.
book or I'm reading a book, which is just like, I just want it to be like a Hallmark movie.
Right. I want
And
it
put
to be
me over
easy.
there
Yes.
and
I just
I can
wanna-
go to sleep dreaming about these girls that are in Venice.
Yes,
and
that's it. I need
they're-
easy. I have too
right,
much
like-
heaviness in
Yeah,
work and life,
yeah,
so my
no.
books and my
Theo's-
TV shows
Theo's
are
a bit heavy, and so the book reviews and all those kinds of things for like when they get really good reviews, it's usually because
sometimes you're like,
like
I know.
there's like
Bailey gave it
facts.
to me, and I was like,
It's
I'll
good.
read it.
It's good.
I need to get
anyway.
through it,
I don't know
so.
how we got there.
I don't need.
You should
We're
read
still talking
books to your
parenting.
parents.
Yeah.
you should read books
That's
to
a
your
good book. That's a good question. What is your favorite book that you read with your kids?
Yeah.
Did you have a favorite book?
Yeah, I had several. Well, I always liked Chicka Chicka Boom Boom.
Okay.
That was a fun book.
Yep.
But Places You'll Go, Dr. Seuss,
love that, yeah.
right? I love Dr. Seuss. The Giving Tree.
No, I love Tree.
That's a good one. And then there's one right now, and Henry keeps pulling it out, and Alex is like, put that
it
book
away. Get
away.
another
And
book.
it's basically about I'll love you forever. I
Mm.
think it's called I Love You
Oh,
Forever.
I have that one.
Right.
Love
And the
it.
mom
Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
kid
Yep.
and the
I
blah,
love you
blah, blah, blah.
forever.
Alex is like, Alex can't read it without crying.
Yeah.
And so he's
I
like,
still have
he
that
puts it to the back of the basket that I have for Henry in the kitchen of the books. And Henry digs
Finds
through
it.
and
I
here it
love you
comes. And I love you forever. And Alex is like, Grandma will read it to you.
Yeah.
So
That's
those
funny.
are the good ones.
So we had started a tradition. I don't know who told me it way back when, but it's a great
Oh,
tradition.
the Hungry Caterpillar too.
Oh, we love the Hungry Caterpillar. I did a
Sorry.
classroom one year on the
Sorry.
Hungry Caterpillar.
Oh.
So all my bulletin
So
boards,
cute.
everything
Oh.
was Hungry Caterpillar. I loved it.
That was at Acatink? No, you didn't have
No, when I was in
classroom.
Pennsylvania. But I had two stories. So when I was going through college to get my elementary education, there's a children's lit course you have to take. So one of your college courses is on the children's literature.
Yeah.
Best class I ever took.
Oh, fun.
My favorite book ever. It was called The Westing Game. And it's like middle school. So it's not like a children's book, but it's like a middle school book. But if you ever want to just read a great book, it's called The Westing Game.
W-E-S-T-I-N-G.
The Westing Game.
Westing. Okay.
Oh my gosh, I loved it.
I'll
Loved
have to
it.
look.
So fun, like middle school book.
Yeah.
But
okay.
we started a tradition. And again, I don't know where it came from because I didn't have it growing up. Like my parents didn't do it. But they had suggested that every year at Christmas, when you start having kids, you buy a Christmas book and you wrap it up and you put the year in it. And then the next year, you wrap that book up again and you get a second book and you put the year in it. So by the time they're ready to go off to college, they've got 25 Christmas books that you every year rewrap them and they pick one a night and you do it however many countdown days.
Yes.
If you have 5 books, 5 days before Christmas, you start doing it. And then Christmas Eve, we'd always read biblical story.
Oh, nice.
So we started doing this. So I started it when Bailey was young. So I bought 1 book, 2 books. So we were up to 25 books. I mean, because we do them every year.
Right.
And they have one favorite that I'm sure if you ask my kids, they would say the same thing. It was called Anti-Claus.
Oh.
The most random Christmas book. Because when you go get them,
you
just buy whatever Christmas book. You're like, whatever. I don't know. This year I'll pick this one. I don't know what it is. It had to be a Christmas book. And I randomly picked one and it is about Santa Claus's sister.
Oh.
And she helps him at the North Pole. And so the kids, when they get to a certain age, get a magic key and they finally get to arrive at the North Pole. And before that, one of the little kids jumped in Auntie Claus's bag and got taken to North Pole.
Got it.
And didn't realize who Auntie Claus was.
Oh.
And so there's this whole like discovery of the North Pole. And I don't know why we loved the book.
That's cute.
There's a page in the middle of it. Oh, nobody would. I mean, it's the most random book. It's not like famous. It's not anything.
Yeah.
But there is a page in the middle, which is what the kids loved, is when you were reading the book, regular pages, then all of a sudden one comes and you have to turn the book and it's like 2 pages of her being swooshed off to the North Pole. And they loved when you had like, I don't know why.
That's
so
cute.
random.
That's
favorite
so cute.
book. Favorite book they love.
So what's the tradition? Like, did you give them to Bailey?
Well, I didn't give them to anybody now because I was like, I didn't think through. I wasn't going to do 3 books per person.
Right.
And then
So
when
now
they
they're
all went off to
yours.
college, we tried to do it over the phone for a while and I would pick it and we would read it. And Bailey was like, that's fun. The boys were like, seriously, every night you want me to get on the phone to read a Christmas book?
Right.
So we kind of stopped it, which is funny because I still have the basket. I have a basket that every year
Christmas
I would
books.
rewrap them
Yeah.
and put them in there. And now they're still wrapped from probably 4 years ago because we've never unwrapped
I have a Christmas
them.
basket of a basket of Christmas books.
Yes.
Yeah, and Emily and they all pull them out and they're like, "Oh my gosh, I love this one!" And they're like, by the time you get a basket
I mean, I
full
have
of
a
them,
full basket of books.
There's a lot of books that nobody's ever heard
So
of.
maybe
but-
when my kids have kids, they'll want those. But then I'm thinking
but you should keep them at your house.
they'll want their own. Yeah.
Yeah,
Probably keep in my house because they'll want their
them
own.
at my house.
Yeah.
And like the kids see them and like even when the kids were home over the 4th of July, when their kids, they're in my kitchen. So that like that table against the window and there's baskets of books and the kids would go through them and they're, I love this book.
Yeah, that's
right.
true.
And then there's a page ripped out of one, half the pages and, they're like, who did this? And I'm like, your mom or your dad, So it's funny. So that was sort of fun that was our tradition. So
that's
anyway.
another good question to ask though. Like what's your favorite book that you read as a child? But then what's a tradition that you've done with your kids that you think they'll carry on? Like what tradition did you start that you think
that
your
they'll
kids will
repeat.
carry on? I don't know if I've done any that my kids would carry on. We've done a lot, but I don't know if it would be. We do.
What do you do that your mom did or your dad?
Oh, I do a lot, mostly what my mom and dad did.
Right. Me too. Like our Christmas looks like my childhood
me too.
Christmases.
My Christmas looks
What
like.
about like the other holidays?
So that's what I was saying. My mom always made this one soup, and I always make the one soup for Halloween. Like, it was like a thing.
Okay.
And then I still do the exact same meal for Easter and Christmas that my mom did. I mean, down to the baked beans. Like, what we had on those days,
it was the same.
I still have.
Interesting.
So my meals are the same for the holidays as what she did. You know, our Christmas traditions, I do them the way that she did them. And I think back now and think, well, that was so much work.
Yeah.
Like, I should have not carried that tradition on. Like,
That's
and
funny.
again, we don't have many kids listening.
Yes.
We did Christmas as Santa did everything.
Yeah.
Like,
You
parents
told
didn't
me
do
that
anything.
before. Yeah.
So everything was wrapped and hidden.
Yeah, same.
And it was Santa.
Santa was
Which
Christmas.
I was like, well, that made a lot of work. Like,
I know.
now
A
I
lot
see
of people
people
don't
doing
do
it
that.
like Santa brings a gift or Santa brings
No,
3
yeah.
gifts like the
No,
wise
Santa
men.
was always our gifts.
Yeah, and then you had to hide it all.
Yeah.
Whereas
for
if you
sure.
fudged that a little bit and said,
Right.
there was still Santa, but like
Right.
your parents do some too, or we
No,
helped Santa.
we didn't give any
I did
credit
all
to
Santa. Me
parents.
neither. We gave it all to
Yeah.
Santa. That was a lot of work.
Yeah, we did the same thing.
So
My mom started when we were kids on Easter. We all had string at the end of our beds, and it started to be, I think, because we would all argue about it, and I was the oldest, and so I would find the stuff first, right? Like, so we each had string that we had to follow all
basket.
around the whole house and there'd be an egg along the way sometimes or whatever, but that was how you got to your basket. And so I did that always with the kids growing up. And so I was so teary when my kids did it and sent it to me and Mom. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, of course they would do the string. They love the string. I mean, Emily and Juliet and Bella loved the string. They're like, hey, Krista, can we please have the string? You know, my niece and nephew are 16, and they go to my mom's and they're like, well, Mom and Dad don't do the string because it's my brother. You know,
Right.
He doesn't.
No,
right.
boys
So
never do.
boys don't carry that stuff through. And although I shouldn't say that, Alex does the string. Henry gets the string. So anyway, it's really that's a fun one.
So that's an interesting question. Like, my mom would be the first generation that started it because her parents were not involved at all. Nothing. They were
my mom started the string.
So my mom started traditions that I've carried on.
Yes.
So it's the first generation.
Yes.
Did your mom's mom have any traditions? That's now
I
generation 4.
I feel like my dad's mom, for Christmas, we always had pasta.
Okay.
Like pasta and ham. So we did that for a long time. And actually, Alex and I made pasta 2 Christmases ago, all homemade pasta for, just to sort of carry that through. So that was from my dad's side. So yeah, I mean, it's my mom's mom. I don't know that she had tons of, I'll have to ask my mom that.
Yeah.
Like if there's anything that.
There's no way my mom's mom
Yeah.
or dad had any traditions.
Yeah.
I don't
My
think
grandma
so.
did, but it would be more like her potato salad, right? Like, like it wouldn't be like necessarily a specific holiday.
Yeah, that's
Ask
interesting.
my mom that. But
That'd be
anyway.
a good question. So what traditions?
And how many generations?
That's what I'm curious. Like, how
Yeah.
many generations of a traditions does somebody have that they do something
We should give a prize.
that they think whoever
Who
has
has the
the
longest-
most tradition
the
generationally
longest
gets
generation.
to be a guest on.
No,
What kind
that's
of a
gonna
prize would
discourage-
that be?
Yeah. No, we should give Misfit.
Oh, you should get Misfit.
Hey, those bags. I love those bags. We only have one left.
Yeah, you can get Misfit. You can come get something from the Misfits if you have the longest generational tradition.
Yes, for sure.
That's fun.
I know. That's very fun.
That's fun.
Yeah. That's a good parenting.
Yeah, that's a good parenting.
So thank you for hanging with us while we're heavy.
Yeah, a little bit heavy.
Yeah. We'll do a lesson session next.
Yep.
See what the
Lesson
Bible
session,
says
see what the Bible says about parenting.
About parenting and take it from there.
Then I think the legend session, we're going to do the email. We couldn't quite get the kids, right? So do we just
Yeah,
want
I
to
think
email and then we'll just kind of give you their answers?
Yeah, we'll see what the kids have to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would have been nice to have them all here, but they're just all over the world.
I'm going to interview yours and you're going to interview mine.
Yeah.
Sort of.
We'll see how that goes, what their responses are.
See what they say.
Yeah. And then we'll Misfits and then mentoring.
And
then
we
take
go
a break.
to mentoring. Yeah.
End of season 3.
End of season 3, which would be craziness. So
I know.
So yeah, when we do our planning for next season, we're going to do things like, I don't know, What?
Yeah, it was heavy. We had finances.
I know we had a
parenting.
I thought we had really good topics.
I thought they were
Wisdom
good.
was in there.
Thought they were good.
Yeah.
They were heavy.
So,
Or just
yeah.
heavy. I don't know. But.
Yeah.
Okay.
We did pray about it, and that's what
We
God
did.
gave us. So it's not like we can say
They are what they
we'll
are.
do something different.
Right.
So anyway, okay.
All right,
Well,
we're
cheers.
out.
Yeah.
Cheers to our nothing.
Cheers.